This is Delta's newest drum sander that they have out, the 31260X, and I'll give a nice video here of what it's about because there's really nothing on the internet. So it's fairly easy to put together. It did take probably close to 2 hours. I added some casters that are down on the bottom. I got 4 of them and they're locking, so I wanted to be able to move this around. But overall, I'm very pleased with the build quality so far. I was hesitant to go with the Delta because the reviews have not been that favorable about it, but after looking it over, it seems like it's a very well built unit. This handle here is cast iron, and the motor is 1.5 horsepower. It's tucked up underneath there, so it looks like there will be some area in here if you wanted to put a shelf to store some sandpaper rolls, but other than that, it's pretty much an open base with some paneling on it. It definitely is very rigid, cannot move around too easily, and everything on it, fit and finish wise, is really nice. We got the feed motor right here, and all the power connectors and everything have their separate plugs, so you can detach them without having to do any wiring if there's ever any warranty issues. Very simple to disassemble it. The hardest part was just taking this entire feeder and setting it on the base. Reaching up underneath there to tighten all the screws down was a bit of a pain, but that was pretty much the hardest part of assembling the whole thing. On here in the front, this is your speed control, so we can have it off altogether or turn it fast, and the power button, which will start the drum, and then the belt if you have it going on. You can't run the belt without the drum. It's pretty easy. Also on the front here, you can see this post. There's one on either side. This is what you'll use to adjust belt tracking. For the most part, right out of the package, this thing tracked very well. I've had it running for about 10 minutes now just to check out the tracking on there. I've had to make a slight adjustment, but it does come with this tool here, so all you gotta do is just pop it in there and crank it, one of the 2 ways till you get it right. And it takes a little while for that belt to fix itself, but it does come around. It's super simple to start up. Over here is going to be your height gauge. I haven't tested that yet. I haven't run anything through here yet, so I'll have a before and after. Up here on the top is the dust chute. Those are going to go bye-bye as soon as I get this thing up and running. I don't see any reason to have these guards in place, so I'll just cut them out with a sharp knife. The top is actually really nice. One of the things I'm pretty big about is dust collection here in the shop, and I love the way that this is molded at an angle like that. It just shows that they did take some care into wanting this thing to be able to pick up the most amount of dust without just having some sheet metal top on it that has square, irregular angles. This thing actually looks like it'll be able to pick that dust right out of there with a nice high CFM dust collector. Over here is the pulley system. There's 2 speeds that it can do. Metal gears. We got a ribbed belt. So looks like it's a fairly straightforward change. I haven't attempted that yet. On the belt itself, we have spring-loaded clips, which allow you to lock in place the sanding strips. This is how it comes, preloaded like this, so I did not have to put this one on. This came from the factory like that, so that's nice. So you get up and running really easy. The bearings look to be of very high quality, so I'm happy to see that. And on the bottom here we have our pressure rollers, which are just spring-loaded, so they'll go up and down as needed to keep that work steady on the table. One thing I don't really care for is right here, the bushings. We got those on all 4 corners. I'd like to see ball bearings on that, but at this price point, you're not going to get much more. I mean, really, the ideal drum sander would have been a 220 volt monster, but space and money dictated that I'd have to settle for something like this. Also, the 5-year warranty was definitely a selling point. I saw some used stuff online, but when I got down to think about it, the price I was going to have to pay to step into a drum sander of that caliber with no warranty after the fact it just didn't sit too well, so I decided to take the plunge on this. Another neat thing, which I don't know too much about yet, is over here it looks like there's a port, which I was reading through the instructions very quickly, and it says that you can add on another sort of contour sander on the side, so that's going to be pretty cool if you had some moldings or something you wanted to clean up. You can add on some sort of sander over here. I think it was some pneumatic type contour sander. So all in all, the build quality on this machine so far looks very good. We'll see how it runs once I put a board through it. But other than that, I'm going to give it a 4.5 stars right now for fit and finished. Like I said, a couple things I don't like is the bushings on the corner here, and just, you know, some things about putting this together. But other than that, it seems pretty solid so far. So let's run something through and see how that performs.